Hello, Dumaguete.
Hello, Negros Oriental.
Hello, Sillimanians around the world.
This is Joshua Soldivillo.
And this is Ronelyn Faith Vailoces-No.
You're watching
Silliman.
Good evening, everyone. This is a magazine show that talks about different aspects of Silliman University, a program initiated to discuss different matters concerning the campus by the sea. You are watching Silliman. Hello there, Sillimanians and friends of Silliman around the world. Dagang salamat for joining us once again tonight, especially to our Facebook page followers, to our YouTube subscribers, and of course, televiewers on Channel 6 Field Products Dumaguete. Maayong gabi, and how are you doing? No? Last week, we had a very good conversation from our Kateponeros, the History and Political Science Department. And of course, tonight, we have also a very special guest, still hailing from the Katipunan Hall. I'm talking about our friends from the School of Public Affairs and Governance.
Hello, sir.
We're joined here by a fourth-year Foreign Affairs student. We have here Lynnette Layon. Lynnette, welcome to the show and good evening.
Thank you so much. Good evening, sir. It's nice being here.
Yes, and of course, a freshman student from the same course, we have Michelle Grace McNeely. Michelle, welcome to Silliman.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. It was such an honor.
Yes. So how are you guys? And by the way, thank you so much for saying yes to our invitation.
Yes,
no?
definitely.
But is that right? You are from the Bachelor. How do you say your course? The full name of your course? Bachelor of Science
in Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I'm very interested to learn, Michelle and Lynnette, why did you choose the BS Foreign Affairs program? Among all, no? Pwede naman kayo mag-BS Physics or BS Chemistry. Diba? But why Foreign Affairs? Let's start with our senior here.
Oh, okay. So actually, no. The reason why I chose Foreign Affairs, well, it wasn't really my first course per se. And if I really did go with my first course, I would be in CAS, actually. It was supposed to be psychology. But then there was a webinar for us during the pandemic that helped us really navigate our ways in choosing our course. So there were multiple courses presented to us. That there was Mass Comm, there was I believe there was also Pol Sci. There was Pol Sci, education, and then finally Foreign Affairs, and then Public Administration. So at that time, the speaker was talking about his experiences in the field of foreign affairs, the career he built around being a foreign service officer, and that really inspired me. And with all honesty, I enrolled in SPAG not really knowing what, like, a full, like, an overarching idea of SPAG. I did not have that in my first year. But then later on, especially with the community that I've built there, the subjects, the teachers, the students, all of it,
you feel
molded.
at home.
I felt at home, and it molded my purpose, especially for the love of service.
And I like how your story goes, because this also, I mean, this is also some sort of assurance to all our students that sometimes in life we don't necessarily figure things out right away.
Definitely,
right?
yes.
And there's always opportunity to, rethink, realign, recalibrate, and reset, right?
Yeah.
And here you are now, a senior student.
Yes,
no?
graduating in.
Nangangamoy toga na.
Oh
so
my
to
goodness.
speak. Yes.
Like less than a month, actually.
I know. So congratulations in
Thank
advance.
you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
How about you, Michelle? What is your story?
So Foreign Affairs, I had no idea that was a course that existed. I had no idea the School of Public Affairs.
So lahat kayo walang idea.
Yes, sir,
I had
initially.
no idea.
Okay. So
Initially.
Beijing po sa SPAG natin, give them idea na.
I think we're able to give that today.
When I was in senior high school, after I graduated, because every time I would think, what do I want for college? What do I want for college? Nothing would pop up to mind. And I kept on asking advices from adults. They would always be like, oh, don't worry, it will come from adults. Because I was a minor at that time. And so they would always say like, oh, it will come to you. Like, you don't have to decide now. It's still years away.
So did you pray? Did you meditate?
Yeah, I prayed. I meditated. I was asking my mom, what course should I be? My dad, my brother, cousins. I started even asking my dog. And I was really so clueless on what course should I go into. So I sat down. I was like, okay. I pulled up Silliman website. courses that they have. I was going to go into poli-sci because I already knew though that I wanted a course that aligned with service to people. Because from a small kid, I was born and raised in Thailand. I moved here to the Philippines.
Sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka. And I am half American and I have
Wow,
traveled
multicultural.
I'm very multicultural
Very.
and I'm very exposed to many cultures, different people, different races, and I'm very good at interacting with people because
Yeah.
I'm also a pageant queen, so I feel like I really have that voice in public speaking and all of these skills mashed up all together fit perfectly into foreign affairs and SPAG.
Wow.
And so now came down to SPAG, there's foreign affairs or public administration. What was the key difference between these two? I had no idea. So again, I searched out what is the key difference. The key difference is that foreign affairs deals with international countries, how they interact, while public administration is more domestic and
Yeah.
governments in
How
that
our
way.
own
Parang
our-
Terminal
our
1,
own
Terminal 2.
terminal.
So kung gusto mo ng local flights, doon ka sa
Public
public
administration.
Gusto mo ng international,
national,
Foreign affairs.
Foreign affairs.
So I was
Yeah, that's
like,
simplify things.
simplify things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was pretty clear. I'm so affiliated with international interactions, so
Right.
foreign
Yeah.
affairs.
Okay. And I love also the authenticities, you know, of your story because again that gives some sort of assurance to especially to our senior high school
Yeah,
students
yeah.
that
Senior high
you know
school.
sometimes we don't necessarily have to figure things out you know, as early as grade 11. Now what do I really want in life? You know,
That's true.
Things will just settle. The mud will just
Yeah.
settle, and things will have you know a better perspective.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about your student experiences now at the
Oh,
School of
lovely.
Public Affairs and
Yes.
Governance. What are the highlights of it? What are your favorites? Let's start first with the classroom. Is there like a
Oh, okay.
specific course or a specific subject that really, you know, made you think about your choice to be at the SPAG?
Oh my God.
Or something that really affirmed,
Ooh.
okay, this is really
Yeah.
for me. Let's
Okay.
start again now
Okay.
with
Yeah,
Michelle.
yeah. Go.
So of course, with being a first year, you have such a big shift coming from senior high. Well, with your strand, I was already like introduced to the social subjects and laws and stuff like that. But going into first year, one of my favorite subjects was the basic introduction to foreign affairs. My professor was Sir Ed Skatpusan.
okay.
So it's amazing because in the first week of our class, already preparing for a debate. Can you imagine that? Class just
First
started,
week, debate
first
na
year,
agad. Okay.
already preparing for an upcoming debate. And wow, when you debate and you're in a classroom where you really sit down and think, he started the class with a problem. Imagine yourself as a diplomat. Here is your problem. How will you solve this?
Yeah.
Wow, you get so taken aback. And that is so interesting to me because I wasn't handheld like softly. I was put there and I'm a type of person who really enjoys that challenges,
Yeah.
and it was so nice to
So it's
have
just
that
like,
new
oh, this is it.
experiences.
Yeah, like
this is
makes
it.
you
Like
really
it
think on
hit
your
me. It
feet.
really
Yeah.
makes you think
Yeah.
on your feet,
Wow.
and because of that, I feel like the rest of the semester came so easily.
Yeah.
Because it was like a big slab. Like, oh my God, okay, this is foreign affairs, and I loved it so much.
That was
And
good.
I think
That's
that
nice.
also really, you know, the kind of training, the kind of
Yeah.
mentorship that you have.
Yeah,
because,
definitely.
you know, being a diplomat is a multi-layered, multi-dimensional, it's multifaceted. You know?
Very,
Very
yeah.
true.
It's even more than
Different
communication, right? There's so
Yeah.
many layers to it. Now,
It's like an
I'd like to
all-in-one.
hear your story now on your
this
favorite
one.
experiences in the classroom.
Favorite class experience. Now, she talked about debate, no? Honestly, for me, it's just the mere discussions that we have. It like, I don't know if you get this feeling, Michelle. Maybe you did because like you felt like, oh, you were like pushed into the
Yeah.
circumstances like then and there, like
Yeah.
you weren't prepared at all. It was more of like this feeling of like I don't have, for the lack of better term, I really felt like my mind expanded during those years, especially like with how interconnected everything really is. My God, critical thinking, it's such a challenge, Gyud. Like the analysis that it takes you to accomplish our tasks.
Yeah.
It's very, how would you? It's-
Challenging.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like it could for some courses, I guess it's like physically taxing, no, but it's mentally taxing for us. Like
think
it takes such a toll,
Yeah.
bitaw. You need to like analysis and critical thinking is something that you really need to have in class, and then like the appreciation. Okay, these specific subjects. I think the subjects that really like opened my mind, in a sense, was our. You're gonna have this in your second year. Was our.
Gusto ko yung pa-warning, you're gonna have this.
Oh my gosh, okay. Let me take notes.
But
Noted.
it's a really good experience because
Yeah.
like, okay, from our second year, third year, and our fourth year. So in economics, we were taught about a perfect market. By the third year, you're going to be talking about like imperfect markets. But then when you're in the fourth year, you're going to be placed in a position where maybe, and it depends. It's really exactly
The gray areas.
the gray areas,
areas.
because because of course you're being taught the basics. That's your second year. That's your foundation, and then you're being taught another layer of it, which is going to be your third year, and then fourth year. You have to take everything that you've learned from first to third year, and then the gray areas. It's such a critical
Right.
part, and then that's where you feel like your mind just expands, like how interconnected everything is, the appreciation of that, and then you
And I
take
think
into
that is
consideration.
a sense of growth.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
and then
Sense
it's
of growth.
just not economics because we have international political economy, we have international trade and international trade. The introduction, of course, the second year introduction to economics,
Humanitarian
and
law.
then by third year, yes, we do have a lot of law subjects as well. Well, specifically private and public international law, and then humanitarian law, very applicable to what's going on now, especially in the Middle East. And oh my God, so many more things.
There's just so many things going on.
Yeah. And
Right.
I think it goes back to what you said, sir, about it being multifaceted.
Yes.
Like there's so many things incorporated into this course. It's like an all-in-one
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
a lot of things. And I think that's also the beauty of our course because like a lot of people, I think the misconception there is, I'm just going to put it out there na for foreign affairs, tig-print lang kami sa passport.
Yeah.
Tig-approve lang kami.
But that's just
DFA.
like one of the, ano.
That's
Yeah.
part of it. We're not going to shy away from that. It's
Yeah.
part of the entire structure of the DFA. And I'd also like to emphasize that foreign affairs and public administration, it doesn't give you like a one-way street. For foreign affairs, it's foreign service. That's the assumption there. Foreign service. And then public administration, immediately going into the government. And then, for example, LGUs. But because of it being multifaceted, because of our subjects being like, it leads us to becoming, in general, administrators.
Okay.
Like administrators of our specific field. So it molds us to our tagline, thought leaders with a conscience.
conscience.
It builds leaders. It forms leaders. That's something how I would describe SPAG to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's
That's really something that prepares you, know. But of course, all of these are, at the level of discussions, and all of this are better substantiated with practices. Because, for example, you mentioned a lot of theories, but of course we know that there would be nuances or probably so much disparity later on with the real practice, right?
definitely,
And
definitely.
we're just going to pause for a short break, but when we come back, I'm also interested about how do you now translate these theories into practice? For example, do you have internship? Do you have field exposures? And also, I'm also curious more on your extracurricular activities, your
That's gonna
exposure
be
to
fun.
the communities.
That's
like,
gonna be fun.
For the community. And also, what are the struggles of foreign affairs and even for public admin students? Because I'm sure, listening to you, all of these are very nice and very exciting, but there should be the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
right?
Yes, definitely. There will always be that.
And I think
Yeah.
most of our televiewers right now are also interested to learn more about that. Friends, #Silliman will be back. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Silliman University.
Come and explore the campus by the sea.
here in the heart of the city. From an industrial school with 15 boys
to a university campus with more than 10,000 students, Silliman University stands today as one of the leading Christian institutions in the country.
Continuing to write stories over a century later.
So, why Silliman?
Because here, everyone has a place.
Because here, community ignites spirit.
Because here, we embrace academic excellence, inclusivity and diversity, justice with compassion, and a care for the environment, a total holistic development.
Because here, each one tells a story.
Kahit diri sa Silliman.
Dahil dito sa Silliman.
以安呢不呢非西利曼，
因为在西利曼。
なぜならシリマンでは
Victory ni Silliman.
Karena di Silliman,
Because here in Silliman,
We are home. So come, start your story with us.
Welcome back. You are still watching #Silliman. We're still joined by our friends from the Katipunan Hall, particularly the School of Public Affairs and Governance. We have Lynnette here and Michelle. Now, before we took a short break, guys, we've been asking you about your experiences, the struggles, etc. But right now, I'm sure you're also watching movies or series that are related to, diplomacy. what are the things that you are watching right now, guys? Like, for example, The Diplomat. Do you watch that?
The Diplomat.
Yeah.
We watched that in class, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to write a reflection about it. It was really quite interesting. Yeah, that, and then more related onto law, because again, as a senior high student, like preparing to go into foreign affairs, I genuinely thought that if I watched a whole series of Suits, that would prepare me for SPAG.
I mean, they did say, there were a lot of people who reviewed it. No, there were a lot of more real life scenarios now. Pero, you can't really like just take it out.
Yeah, so that's but you really watch that for a class requirement.
The Diplomat,
The
yes.
Diplomat. Wow.
Yes, we did watch that.
How far or how realistic it is?
It actually was quite realistic because there was a scene we got to see where I think it was a mistake made, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was a mistake made by, was it the United Nations or some international organization, and we got to see the reality of them trying to cover it up. And then you would see this diplomat that would try to help this woman that like couldn't get into she couldn't go back home, and then so she was trying to contact.
So in other words,
the
there's like some inconsistencies.
Like, you would really see it's not just painting a perfect picture that diplomats, they're all doing this work, that they're all the international organizations, the embassies, they're going to immediately slide this for you.
Right.
There's some people who will do this, and this is what you should do to solve that instead.
Wow.
So
that
really
series really
eyes.
makes me, so I'm so excited. Hopefully there will be new installments to come for that. I finished all the episodes.
Really?
So how about you, Lynnette? Is there anything that's related in your class that you also watch?
There was this one time in our class in humanitarian law where we were asked as our final requirement, I believe, we were supposed to watch we were asked to watch whatever movie that you'd want. I forgot my movie, but it had like si Bruce Willis, and he was heading like, it was like being
That's what you remember.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I remember the actor. I don't remember the title of the movie. And then he was like he was guiding like the locals of that specific country out of like this war-torn area because of like they were being hunted down by terrorists.
How realistic was that for you? Or it's just really, hypothetical and fictional?
Some of it, I would say that scenario was, there are a lot of scenarios that are really close to reality, and I'd say that movie, I think there are instances where it did happen in real life.
Wow.
That specific that movie, partially, that movie I think was fiction, though. I don't think it really did happen.
This, watching these materials could be a good exercise to apply the theories.
Exactly,
right?
sir.
Now, speaking of exercise of applying the theories, do you also have other opportunities to do this? Like, for example, site visits or field exposure, or even internships. I'd like to ask the question, Lynnette, because you're the senior student.
So, I'd first like to highlight public administration. I believe in their first year or in their second year, they were able to have like a field trip in a municipality down south. They do this
so community exposure as early as first year.
Wow. Yeah. So it's quite fun. Like I'd hear like their stories. It's whenever they were visiting this specific LGU, of course with the supervision of our teachers. Now, I did not know specifically what they were doing there, but there was some sort of a community engagement then. I believe that there was a community engagement there. And then they do that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, sir, I think they do it, I think they did it for the first semester and the second semester.
So for first year, there's community engagement. That's for sure for the public affair.
Public
for the
administration,
public administration.
yes.
How about for the foreign affairs?
Foreign affairs, we did not have field work up until we were our third year. In our third year for internship, right?
Internship.
Yeah, for the PA, it's the same thing. When we reach our third year in college, we'd go for internship in the summer from third year up to going to
So where do
year.
you go for internships?
For me specifically, for my batch specifically, a lot of us, well, majority of us, except for one, went to the DFA. One of
Is that
my...
just in Dumaguete or?
In Manila.
In Manila, wow.
We went to Manila. Yeah, we went to Manila because we thought that, of course, having here in Dumaguete, it's a consular office. But in Manila, it's all these different offices where all of us can have like different experiences. I personally
and
was
how long
in.
Would the?
Oh, sorry.
How long would the internship be? Is it for a month?
Yeah,
for 2
a
months?
month and a half, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, a month and a half.
May thesis
12,
din ba aside
14.
from the internship? Do you
For PA, yes.
For PA, but for foreign affairs,
Foreign
what do you do
affairs.
during your senior years?
In our senior years, we have a do or die subject called SRAMA. I mean, PA also has this.
Ah, okay.
SRAMA, Strategic Management, and it always like drains us seniors. I swear it's
I'll keep note of that.
Woo!
Watch
It's
out.
really important.
You should
It's
be
really
taking notes
Yeah,
by now.
I am
Yeah.
mentally.
taking notes of like,
You know, that really also gives some sort of sense of reality. It is a very realistic sharing because, of course, for you to be a very good diplomat, to be a competent one, you need to undergo, you have to pass the needle's eye, so to speak, diba?
Food.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about extracurricular activities
Oh,
at
definitely.
the student level. So, since you have the School of Public Affairs and Governance Society or the
Yes.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti pababa, spaghetti pataas. Now, what do you do, guys? Do you have your community outreach also, or it's
Yeah.
more on you are forming, let's say, forum, or you
That
have
too.
this? Yeah, please
Yes.
talk about it.
You want to go first, Michelle?
So with being a first year, I wasn't much exposed to there in the past. But through the 1 year of me being here in college, I've seen them do so much.
Yeah.
One of them was what you said, like forums. They've had many forums. And the society, they've also had many outreach programs. I got invited once to visit this, I believe it was this
Casa
daycare.
Esperanza?
That one, yeah. That they were going to visit. And I was so shocked. Unfortunately wasn't able to go. But I heard that you guys like amot like your own money, and then it's able to like gather things to be able to give.
Yeah. That and
Yeah.
council's efforts as well. And then from
Yeah, so they were able to give actual help and gifts and food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food packs for snacks.
Food packs for
I
snacks.
believe clothing as well. And then
Yeah.
school supplies.
So they
Elixir.
really visited and were hands-on with like children and communities and different and stuff like that.
Yeah. How about other
Yeah, how about
activities?
in the past?
Do you
What
have?
Other
have you guys
activities.
done?
So, oh my God, a lot. I've been actually like working with the council for 2 years. I was first the second year representative, and then by the following year, in my third year, I was actually the governor of our organization. And so we did a lot of things. We had a lot of fundraisers. Regarding the forum, so aside from, of course, this is such a great initiative that we introduce SPAG and multiple other courses to senior high school students. We also did the same thing for SPAG, having invite our alumni.
Oh, hindi pa kayo pumunta sa senior high this year, ha?
Well, we've been there for, ano lang, sir, for cheer
You
dancing,
should
we're there.
visit us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that you've been here since elementary. I'm so sorry. But yeah, personally for me, I've been to senior high school. It's a
Yeah.
great building, and I visit my professor from time to time. Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
But with regard to our other activities, the we just had our SPAG week, but every time we have our SPAG week, it's been a tradition na for a few years that we invite our alumni and they speak about their, like what they've been doing for the past few years. We've been trying to really reach them so that like people have, our students in SPAG have a picture of what they could be, because like a lot of students are pressured by the fact that it might just be foreign service.
Yeah.
It might, So there's just a one-way route
But there are
for
so
a
many,
career.
options.
Definitely,
So
yes.
many
So
Yeah.
that's why we invite our alumni, and they introduce the multiple opportunities that they've had in different organizations all across the Philippines. And actually, we have an alumni as well, maybe we could talk about it later,
Yeah.
who's also in the UN.
Ayan.
Yeah.
So, ang daming opportunities, no? And I think that really brings so much inspiration to you to do good
Yeah,
and to also
definitely.
blaze your own trail, right?
Yeah, that's
Now, I'm just curious because, of course, you been narrating about experiences, what you have in class. How do you bring this to a personal level? Like, for example, I'm sure your lens, has been enriched with your discussions
bit,
in classroom. So, like, for example, in a personal level, like, how do you approach now peace and conflict resolution? Like, for example, probably a friend or there's someone. Yeah. So, how do you bring that into life? For example, like you have a conflict because I'm sure, you've been talking about wars, history of that.
Yes,
But,
a lot of conflict.
In your daily life,
in our daily lives.
how do you bring that into life?
All
How about you?
right.
Let's start with
Yeah,
Michelle.
so definitely, I'm so glad you asked this question because, of course, in our school, we have subjects that regards theories because you need to study and be able to understand what is the background reasoning of why a country or a person is acting and making the decisions the way they are. What's the context?
The behavior? Yeah.
Why are they doing this? Like, why are they aggressive or why are they not aggressive? So with learning those theories, I realized you can apply them to people. You can, if
Can you
someone,
give a specific example?
Yes, I can give a specific example. So there's this theory, mostly applies to countries like China, where they've been so oppressed for so many years. Now finally that they have the chance, they're going to be reigning because of all their history that they've been oppressed. This is their way of being able to come back. If a person, they've been bullied for so many years. Now all of a sudden, after years, they're now in college. They're the one bullying others. They're the one causing conflict on others. They're projecting. They're putting that onto others. And with understanding the background of that's how that person is acting, you're able to just give them patience, give them that understanding, empathize with them. Correct. So I was able to make friends with them. Like, hey, I understand. It's okay.
You're
You're
China.
It's okay. You don't have to go back to your history.
You are Denmark.
You're Denmark.
United States. Okay. So, but that's a very interesting way, to apply this.
That's a really good example, actually.
Yeah, and your social interaction gets deeper.
Yes.
And your sense of empathy gets better.
It gets really better. So you're able to become a kinder and better understanding person for the community.
And like how you navigate these things. Yeah.
And truly become a diplomat.
Wow, yes.
How about you, Lynnette? What a specific example na?
A specific example,
na you applied, no? Parang, with a pedicab driver, haggling with the fare, na 50, hindi, 30.
Grabe
Ginamit mo
naman.
yung diplomatic skills mo.
Okay,
Hindi,
I
20
think,
pesos lang.
I think an example would be going back to like the extracurricular activities, being part of the council, having headed multiple committees as well.
538 committees.
Actually, organizational skills, proper communication. Like, for example, how we organize our events. That's I think my focal point in this. It's because you're going to be dealing with different people. You're not going to be dealing with just a personality that you're going to be very comfortable with. Like, for example, if I were to be, what if Michelle was someone who doesn't know, oh, damn. I was going to say, doesn't know how to navigate.
There's a diplomatic way to say
it. Diplomatic way.
Like, doesn't know how to navigate certain things, like, who's somewhat lost. Okay, maybe let's put into equation someone who's mean. Like, if you're someone who does not understand, like, if we were to go back to your example, context, does not understand context, doesn't understand how to manage people. I think this is more of like the PA perspective that, FA and PA, sorry. This is actually an FA PA mindset, a SPAG mindset, let me just put it out there, that, you need to be dealing with with different people. Proper communication is something that we need to practice, because it doesn't only matter how you deliver it, like how good and what words to use, but also how it lands and how you receive the specific message. And it's going to matter depending on the person that you're having to deal with.
So it's not just about the what, but even the how.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So I think proper communication, when we're talking about being diplomatic about our words, how we convey, it's really important. So I think it also aside from your social skills and how you're able to connect with people, it transcends to organizational skills where you're able to put everything together piece by piece and like seeing the vision that people cannot see.
Right.
Like I think that's like a function of an administrator talaga. So
in short, it just really boils down to communication. Right?
I guess so, yeah.
Communication. And I love that when we communicate, we also empathize.
Yeah.
And when we empathize, that's how we also become a leader in that sense, right? So I think that's a very valuable skill that you learn from your courses. And at the same time, I don't think you can really learn it overnight, right? Even if you graduate the degree, it will still take so many years to practice it, to hone it, and probably there are so many things that you believe that are right as of now, but you're gonna correct it later on.
Yeah, exactly, the gray areas.
Yeah. So it's a journey. It's a process. And I have so many questions for you guys, but we are really running out of time.
Unfortunately.
So please invite everyone to be part of the School of Public Affairs and Governance. And if you have a Facebook page, please promote it. And what else? Do you know the numbers to dial, if ever, or probably an email address? Go ahead, guys.
I think, so for the School of Public Affairs and Governance, specifically for the organization, you can see all of our activities there, which can be found on both Instagram and on Facebook, so the School of Public Affairs and Governance Society. For reaching out to SPAG, our college, you could email spag@su.edu.ph for any inquiries regarding SPAG regarding SPAG in
enrollment
general.
inquiries.
Yeah, enrollment inquiries, and maybe some things that we've missed today. If you're much more curious about other things, you could definitely reach out to us as well. Lynnette Layon on Facebook and
Michelle McNeely on Facebook as well. You can reach out to me. And if you're looking for a college that tackles analyzing situations, solving problems, and critical thinking, SPAG at Foreign Affairs or Public Administration is the course for you.
Yeah.
We welcome anyone with open arms as long as you know how to talk.
Ayan ha, so expect them at the staircase there at Katipunan Hall. With open arms.
With open arms. Come to Katipunan Hall. The ghosts will love you.
We're definitely looking into building a solid community in SPAG. We're such an intimate community there, and I believe that's something that's an advantage to us as well, because I don't see like this much of a connection between first and fourth year students across the board. First to fourth year students, like really close. We're really like interconnected.
A family.
Yeah, I'd say that we're a great family in SPAG. It's a growing community. We used to only have, I believe, 20 students. We were like at the beginning in 2007 when SPAG was established.
You were already there, 2007?
Well, we'd hear stories from our alumni and our teachers. They had like amazing stories back then, and I wish we had the time to introduce it. And then now we're a community of 167 students. So you can see over the years that we've grown, and we're definitely inviting you to also be part of our community to build a strong environment and to push for good governance. Because we need that more than ever. And if you have that passion to serve, if you have the passion for service, building a great community, we welcome you with open arms, definitely.
That's the School of Public Affairs and Governance, guys. And of course, visit the website as well if you're interested about the specific requirements, the www.su.edu.ph. And of course, thank you very much to their faculty members for lending or sending representatives,
we try to answer the best
School of
we
Public
can.
Affairs and Governance Society. Thank you very much, Lynnette and Michelle.
Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you guys. More power, and I look forward to probably seeing you in different key posts internationally, nationally, or even here in Dumaguete City. All the best.
Thank you.
All the
so
best
much.
for you as well, sir. Thank you so much for having us. It's been an honor.
The pleasure is mine. And of course, to our televiewers on Channel 6 Field Products Dumaguete and our Facebook page. And of course, our YouTube subscribers, thank you very much. God bless you. See you next week. And to God be the glory. Hello there, Sillimanians and friends of Silliman around the world. Daghang salamat for joining us. And of course, continue supporting our Facebook page. It's called #Silliman. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on your favorite episode. And of course, our YouTube channel, malapit na kaming mag 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for you to be updated with the recent posts. And see you there. Of course, our episodes are airing every Monday night. That's 8 p.m. on Channel 6 Phil Products Dumaguete. Replays will be aired every Tuesday before the noontime news and Saturday after the noontime news. In behalf of Ronelyn Faith Vailoces-No, this has been Joshua Soldivillo. See you next week on Here On
#Silliman!
Spaghetti!
Spaghetti!